because the name was different. The hip hop Sarah. She's not around. She's running somewhere. Maybe I'm sorry. I didn't message back on the coaching, but there's the one woman. I came on the visit during the rain game. And she liked it here. And she's transferred from our U. And she had like a big college here. A small college.
In this building like 7 times and we're never able to
Okay, we're going to hear a little backbeat, so I apologize. Hopefully it won't get too bad. All right. Volleyball's way up here. Okay.
just talk loud.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and get started. We're just going to ignore that whistle. My name is Julie Schrader-Beek. I'm the Director of Athletics. I know you guys all know me, but we have people tuning in, which is awesome. So welcome to everybody that's tuned in to our event as well. So those of you, I can't turn it down.
Oh, you can't?
I'll stand back here though, maybe that'll help. But it's not.
Just turn the mic off and talk. This place is not that bad.
So anyway, I know that's going to probably annoy us a little bit, but those of you, if you have your cell phone with you, please make sure it's silenced so that we don't have that going on as well. So Why We Play was a program that was started by the longtime volleyball coach at Kalamazoo College, Jean Hess. Jean is now retired, but in 2001, she started Why We Play at Kalamazoo. And it was an opportunity for that D3 institution to give the student athletes an opportunity to share their story and kind of their testimonials on why they play their sport. It was received so well at Kalamazoo that she shared it with all of us in the MIAA. And so we picked it up in 2016 and we've been doing it ever since. And those of you that are returners, I think you know why it's one of our favorite events. It's an absolutely wonderful testimonial as to why you play your sport. So we opened it up to our senior student athletes. They can apply to speak. This year we had 2 of our seniors, both lacrosse players, Emma Zmazinski and Valentina Rubio, who will be sharing. And we also added a new twist this year, and we asked 2 of our coaches why they coach. And we have those reflections on that. So we have Jill Humphrey. First season as a head coach in our brand new sport of stunt. And we have our 20-year cross-country coach veteran and alumna, Jackie Fowler. In the order that we're going to go in, we're going to start with the coaches on why they coach. And it's going to be Jill and Jackie, and then we're going to jump to the Why We Play, and it will be Emma and Val. So we have a lot of great stories, a lot of wonderful journeys that players are going to share with us. Coaches have a lot of just inspiration and wisdom to share. So I'm going to quit talking, and I'm going to invite Jill up.
Hey guys, I'm Jill, the head stunt coach here at St. Mary's. Answering the question of why I coach goes back to my time as an athlete. I began playing my sport my freshman year of high school and fell in love with the escape the sport offered. In 2008, my mom lost her job and my family struggle with financial stability began. From 2010 to 2016, my family lived in a hotel and my home life was anything but desirable. Going to school offered 8 hours of living a normal life, and attending practice provided an additional 3. Some kids love the peace you get from going home, but I've always felt more peace at practice. Whenever I was at practice, my mind would forget about all the bad things happening around me, and I was consumed by the task at hand. From as early as I can remember, I wanted to be a cheerleader. I wish I could say I've been playing my sport since before I could walk, but that was not the case. I would ask my mom to put me in gymnastics, but for some reason she never did. I remember leaving elementary school one day and my mother saying, "Guess what I signed you up for?" I asked her what it was and she told me to guess. I said, "Gymnastics?" And she said, "No, ballet." Never wanted to do ballet. I was happy to participate in activities since my twin brother always played in the AAU league recreationally at the Jewish Community Center or for the middle school or high school team, but I always knew that I wanted to try cheerleading. At lunch one day, at the end of my 8th grade year, the high school team coaches came to lunch with a few flyers, trying to gain interest in the football sideline and winter competitive cheerleading team. After speaking with the coaches and taking a flyer, I decided to sign myself up for tryouts. Later that year, I was placed on the freshman team and knew that the only reason why I had made it was because the freshman team was a non-cutting team. I didn't realize it at the time, but the varsity coaches wanted to build a more competitive program. They realized that if they wanted to be successful, they would have to start building athletes at an earlier age so that one day they could feed into the varsity team. My high school coaches were amazing and instilled in me the belief that has shaped my coaching philosophy today. Talent can be developed, you just have to be coaching athletes who have a desire to get better. When I began cheering my freshman year, everyone around me had been playing the sport for years and had all the skills I desired to have. The freshman JV and varsity teams all practiced in the same space and used different sets of mats to separate the groups. I would always see the varsity teams performing harder skills and knew that one day I wanted to be on that side of the mat. Some people would have let not being the best and starting further behind than everyone else be the reason why they quit, but I knew after the first practice I would be a cheerleader for as long as I could, and I knew that with time I could get myself to the level I wanted to be at. I finished my freshman year with a back walkover and a back handspring and made the varsity team going into my sophomore year. In 4 years of high school cheerleading, I learned how to stunt in 3 positions and gained all my tumbling skills up to a layout. In my senior year of high school, I was recognized as a senior leader on the team and Warrior of the Year. Where I went to high school, it seemed as if no one else struggled financially quite like my family did. Throughout high school, I never told my friends about what I was going through because I didn't want them to look at me any differently. I wish I could say I had bad days at practice due to all the chaos at home, but going to practice always was the release I could look forward to in a day. After graduating high school, I went on to be a 4-year cheer and stunt athlete at a Division I college. In May of 2023, I graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Psychology and all the prerequisites required to enter a nursing or medical program. I thought about entering an accelerated BSN program or possibly obtaining a master's in counseling, but I decided to apply for a job with the state of Michigan doing casework, and I was offered a position over at Isabella County, which just so happened to be the same county my college was in. This is almost what I ended up doing, but after how much they wanted to pay me and how much work they expected me to do, I decided that that was not the job for me. I spent the next few days praying and looking up different types of master's programs and possible career options I could do with my degree. But after reflecting on all of my options, I realized that no matter what I had planned, it had always included coaching. I had never throughout college considered coaching full-time because there was not very many full-time cheerleading coaching jobs available. It was May of 2023 at the time, and I knew that the month prior, stunt had just become an emerging sport at the Division I level, and knew that in the upcoming months, D2 stunt was also set to hit emerging sport status. I got online and searched for a few full-time stunt coaching positions near me and saw that St. Mary's was hiring a coach for their inaugural team. I had never heard of St. Mary's before, but after searching it online and seeing it in person, I knew this was the place I wanted to be. Cheerleading has always been my healthy escape, and when everything around me seemed to be going wrong, I always had cheer to fall back on. As a child, your life is a result of your parents' decisions. Sports is the first opportunities children get to control their own outcome. In sports, how great you can become is determined by one controllable factor: how hard you're willing to work to get yourself to the level you want to be at. In sports, financial status doesn't dictate success. Yes, some kids may have access to better equipment and the best trainers, but being great is a mindset, and that's not something that can be taught in a private lesson. The person with the most grit and dedication to the craft will always be the most successful. The question of today was, why do I coach? I coach because I want to build athletes just like my high school coaches built me. I coach because I still experience that feeling of peace that comes over me when I'm in a practice room. I coach because I love the excitement that comes with watching an athlete perform a skill for the first time. I coach because I love hearing the screams you hear after accomplishing of accomplishing a new goal or hitting a routine for the first time. Finally, I coach because I never stopped experiencing that feeling of peace you get when your body is consumed by the moment and you're focused only on the task at hand. Thank you.
And then make me follow her. So if you don't know me, I'm Jackie Bowders. I'm the cross-country coach, and as Julie said, I've been here a long time. And this was actually really hard to do because I've been here a long time. So hopefully we do okay. But why I coach? Do you remember what you said you were going to be at age 6? Was it a doctor or a lawyer, a teacher, maybe a YouTube star? There's me at like age 4 or 5. I never remember having career dreams or ideas of being a mom or anything about my future really. I was just a kid having fun. I come from a family of runners, with my dad and older brother paving the way. I found a love of running early in grade school, 5th grade tracks when I started running. The love was pretty much cemented during high school as part of the cross-country team. While I played several sports growing up, being on that team was special because it felt like a family. There's something so unique about time on a run and the bonds that you form while you're together doing those long, lonely miles. You can't help but become closer as a group. That team was so unique in that everyone supported everyone. There were no cuts. Everyone got to be part of it. And we had these great parents chasing us all over courses and made some incredible memories. That's my high school team. Awesome. My first year of college was spent at Miami of Ohio, and it was the first year I wasn't a part of a team since I could be in sports. In lieu of a team, I joined the running club, and while we had fun, the frequency was irregular, and while I tried to make Miami work, it just didn't feel like home. I missed running on a team, I wasn't into the Greek life, I just didn't fit. It wasn't me. So I transferred into St. Mary's as a sophomore and immediately joined the cross-country team. I had missed the sisterhood, the daily interaction, the camaraderie that happens among teammates. And St. Mary's was such an amazing experience for me. It challenged me in so many ways. It stretched me outside of my comfort zone. It challenged my thinking, and it instilled even more passion for women's issues than I'd already had. When I graduated from St. Mary's, I wasn't sure what my career path was. But I thought maybe I want to get a doctorate in counseling psychology, as my undergraduate degree was psychology. However, I wasn't quite ready to do 5 more years of school at that time, so I completed my master's degree in exercise sciences with a concentration in sports psychology at Ithaca College. And while I was there, I was a GA for the cross-country, indoor, and outdoor track and field teams. Being part of that coaching staff made me realize that I wanted to coach. I loved working with the athletes, getting to know them, pushing them every day, and we had so much fun. I was like, how does this become my job? This is amazing. So, I got an opportunity, and here I am. Sorry, that's really loud. The why of why I coach has morphed over the years, as life and experience brings new light on what I've done. From the beginning, I was just very passionate about the sport and loved sharing that passion with a team full of women. Olympian Dina Castor said, when you have the enthusiasm and the passion, you end up figuring out how to excel. People thought I was crazy when I took the job at St. Mary's. It was part-time, I made no money, and I needed to work a full-time job in order to support the passion of mine. For about 5 years, that's what I did, was work a full-time job to work a part-time job because it just felt like the right thing. It was just following my passion. Had it not been something I felt so compelled to do, I wouldn't have made it as a coach. I continue to want to coach at D3 and at St. Mary's because of my experience as a D3 athlete. I love the balance of having student athletes and seeing women excel in the classroom and on the course. I'm passionate about coaching young women and developing them and growing their capabilities, sometimes in ways they haven't even imagined yet. I love being there when it clicks, when my athlete realizes the potential that I see and then makes it happen. I love to witness the growth in all facets, belief in their abilities, confidence, trust in the process, enjoying the process, seeking discovery and realizing their goals. I love when athletes let me into their lives and we develop a relationship that enables me to be part of their development beyond running. I love using sports psychology to help my athletes overcome their fears and anxieties towards racing and running in general. And in recent years, this background has really served me well, as I've seen more women arrive to St. Mary's with harder high school experiences, higher expectations of themselves, and more fear of failure. Little by little, we try to work on rekindling that joy and breaking down the barriers that are preventing athletes from realizing success. This part of my job is so rewarding. One of my hopes for any athlete in my program is that she leaves here loving running as much or more than when she arrived. I love seeing my athletes continue their love of running well past when they've hung their spikes up. That's the beauty of the sport, it's lifelong. We've had so many wonderful gatherings as an alumni group. They've come together to race in many different avenues and venues. We've had women chase the sub 3-hour barrier in the marathon and achieve it, qualify for Boston, and keep running as part of their daily lifestyle. And I love hearing about their updates and accomplishments. Part of my goal as a coach is to foster a sense of family that I found so many years ago as a high school athlete. Our SMCXC Alumni Network is a testament to the bonds that are formed over long runs and shared triumphs and trials. As a person that's very relational, this is something that I pour a lot of effort into. I see the benefits being a community of strong women who stick together beyond their graduation at SMC. I love seeing the sisterhood that we create live out through weddings, baby showers, our annual alumni run, and every other facet of life in between. And I'm so blessed that I've been at so many of these celebrations and continue to be involved in their lives well after graduation. As I've gotten more and more into my career, it's become painfully clear how few women coach at the collegiate level, which may be hard for you guys to recognize. I coach because while we have wonderful male coaches at St. Mary's, love you guys, and elsewhere, males are great coaches, I believe in women coaching women, and I believe in representation. In our little SMC bubble, it can be hard to see the disparity between genders because of how many women are employed here across disciplines. But of all the head coaches across all of the divisions of NCAA, track and field, and cross-country coaches, only 18.3% are women. That's not a lot. I want to be an example for my women that they too can chase their dreams, go after their passions, and be an example for others in any field or discipline, whether there's a lot of women in the room or not. There are many reasons why you don't see more women as head coaches, but part of it is because of how challenging it can be to balance family and the odd hours of a job, nights, weekends, travel. As a mother of these two peanuts, hi girls, I want them to see that they can become whoever they want to be and pursue their passions. It's not always been easy to do that, but I'm so grateful that I can continue to coach while being a mom because it's brought its own unique rewards that I'm eternally grateful for. So my success as a coach has never been in the wins and losses columns, which, if you know cross country, is probably good because if you don't win, you lose in cross country, and it's really hard to win. I've been fortunate to find a home in a place like St. Mary's and work for an incredible boss like Julie, who sees value added to student life and experience as a win. Where personal growth via better racing times and or better preparation for post-collegiate life is a sign that something is working. Do I want to win? Of course I do. I'm competitive to the core. Just ask my kids when we play card games. But it's the process that I love. It's showing up for yourself, for your teammates, the 6 a.m. practice that only you see but will teach you discipline and work ethic for years to come. It's about finding out how to be 1% better in a million little ways to pay out massive gains. I've been fortunate to be at St. Mary's for as long as many of you have been alive, 20 seasons, which is wild. I never would have imagined that my side hustle for fun would turn into my career. I'm forever grateful for the people. We'll get through. I should have bet on my emotions. I'm forever grateful for the people who have always believed in me, especially my mom and dad. They never pushed me into a career or a job with a certain salary, and have been my biggest supporters since day one. I'm grateful for my husband, who has the daunting task of being team dad, roped into so many all-women events, and has passed on jobs, and is currently working out of Cincinnati so I can keep doing what I love. I'm grateful for all of the women who I've coached and their parents for entrusting me. You are why I continually choose St. Mary's. You are bright, strong women who are going to be world changers. I see it every day, and that is how coaching continues to give back to me in the incredible women I meet and get to share a sliver of life with, even if it's for a short while. I'm better because of you. Thank you for enriching my life and my daughter's lives because of who you are. You've been the big sister to Danny that she never had, and I couldn't ask for better role models. Literally last year, she asked to dress up as one of my athletes for Hero Day for school, and I can't think of a more salient example of the impact that you have on all those around you. In my life, running has been the constant. It has also been one of my greatest teachers. It has taught me how to do hard things. It taught me how to be disciplined. It showed me how to lead and be vocal. It taught me how to be part of something bigger than myself. It has provided me with a career I never dreamed of. It has fostered relationships that have lasted across decades, life events, and beyond. And it has etched memories on my heart that I will feel even after my last runs have passed. Life is going to throw you a lot of opportunities. My advice is don't overthink it. Follow your heart. Find your people. Trust your gut. There's no one path to success or self-discovery. Go create your own story. Giddy up. Go Bucks.
Hello, my name is Emma Smadzinski. I'm a senior art major on the lacrosse team. You may also know me as Mud, Mudsy, Dinky, Dee Dee, and countless other nicknames that have developed over the years. I have been an athlete for as long as I can remember. However, while most kids start on soccer or t-ball, my athletic career starts with bows, sparkles, and so much red lipstick. I was a cheerleader for 14 years, and I loved every minute of it. In middle school, I had my dabble in soccer. I was the one with the Justice soccer socks and the bow in my hair. This lasted a whole 2 years before I decided cheerleading was the only sport for me. Then it was time to go to high school. I tried out and made the cheerleading team. I had no intentions on playing any different sports. It wasn't until my freshman year of high school where I picked up a lacrosse stick for the first time. And at that moment, it was the absolute last thing I wanted to be doing. My friend and teammate Kennedy happened to be going to an open practice for our school's lacrosse team. I also happened to be waiting for my ride home. Kennedy convinced me to come to the gym with her because the Coach Julie, had brought her kids to practice. The only reason I stepped in that gym was to play with her kids. Coach Julie also had other plans. She handed me a stick and told me I was going to learn. To this day, I would not be able to tell you why I kept going. Besides my dabble in soccer, I was a cheerleader through and through. You would think this would be the moment when I said I found my passion and my love for the game, but that's not quite the case. Towards the end of my high school freshman season, I got a concussion. Not only a concussion, but one that lasted at least 3 months, requiring scans and occupational therapy. After taking a lacrosse ball to the face and enduring all the pain of that 3-month spell, I had the most amazing, wonderful idea. I wanted to become a goalie. I got my new gear, started learning from the beginning, and began this New Jersey journey. It was fun and uncomfortable. Being in the cage was one of the most exhilarating things I'd ever done. I found my passion and my love for the game. Fast forward to my senior year of high school, the year and therefore the lacrosse season was coming to a close. Playing lacrosse in college had never crossed my mind, so my focus during my college search was where I felt the most comfortable. I had applied and toured different colleges, yet St. Mary's felt the most welcoming and fitting for everything I wanted in a school. At my senior day game, I was emotionally prepared to play some of my last lacrosse games, or so I thought. Lacrosse alum Kate Kelly was the assistant coach for my high school team. After the announcer read that I was attending St. Mary's, Kate ran up to me and asked if I would be playing lacrosse. I laughed, like actually laughed, because at that time the idea of playing in college was that funny. Kate reassured me how serious she was and told me that the coach was looking for another goalie and to let her know if I was interested. About a week later, I told Kate I was interested. That same day, I got an email from Coach Long. I didn't know it then, but Kate Kelly changed my life. Bell's Lacrosse would change my life. Being in college, we gained so many experiences and memories while being surrounded by the history of the school. As a freshman, my class was showered with stories about how amazing it was to win the MIAA. From the first day, we had expectations to meet, not only defending the title, but filling the shoes of great players. The ups and downs of the season were all made worth it in the end. Winning the MIAA championship at home against Triumph was a special place in my heart. I don't want to touch it. Garth Brooks happened to be having a concert at Notre Dame football stadium at the same time as our game. After an 8-0 third quarter, our team was on fire. In the distance, we began. I just talk. I'm going to back up a little bit. After an 8-0 third quarter, our team was on fire. In the distance, we began to hear Garth's song, The Thunder Rolls, grow louder and louder. On the sidelines, the team was cheering, screaming, and singing as we beat the Thunder. The returners had talked non-stop about what it was like winning the season prior. So feeling the adrenaline and the accomplishment of winning the championship after all we had endured was unforgettable. While the exhilaration of winning the championship is one of the greatest memories I have, my career has not always been bright. I do not keep it a secret that I deal with my own mental health journey. So when alum Dottie brought Morgan's message to campus, I knew I had to get involved. I joined the club, learned from her, and became more and more passionate about mental health advocacy. I became a Morgan's Message ambassador to continue to advocate not only for student athletes, but anyone who struggled with their mental health. Throughout the past 3 years, I have seen the topic of mental health become more and more talked about. I have seen the club grow and become known around campus. All of this started because of St. Mary's Athletics. The St. Mary's Athletics and lacrosse community is one that continues to grow more and more as I grow with it. Being part of the St. Mary's lacrosse team has allowed me to make so many connections beyond the team. My freshman year, our team was given the opportunity to play in and explore Ireland. I was also able to play with the USA All-Stars team in Italy, including on the field next to the Vatican. In both countries, my teammates and I were blessed with the opportunity to grow the game through youth clinics. Almost every child that attended had never heard of lacrosse, so seeing them catch a ball for the first time or look in awe of what a lacrosse stick was even better than playing the games. Because of the people I met, I was also invited to play in a tournament in Nevada. Each place I was able to create new memories, make new connections, and continue to grow the game. But if it were not for the relationships I made at St. Mary's first, I would have never created the friendships I will have for a lifetime. Making memories like this and seeing the joy lacrosse gave my teammates made me fully realize the culture that Bell's Lacrosse had. Throughout the years, me and my fellow teammates have worked to continue to build the Bell's Lacrosse culture to become a welcoming and warm environment for the future team. Something that has become part of our culture is finishing together. It is an expectation that no one of you finishes alone. Conditioning, everyone's favorite part of practice, is where this is seen the most. For our team, the last one to run across the line is more often than not met by another teammate. They don't finish alone. Just this year at a 6 a.m. practice, I was moved to tears as I watched my entire team run alongside a teammate who's making up the sprint. Seeing the family that has been created and accepted by the new players so easily just made my heart melt. With this, I would like to first thank my family and my friends for being so supportive with my athletic career and being at every game regardless of the weather. I would like to thank our athletic trainers, Ashley, Karen, Danielle, and Hannah, for keeping our bodies healthy. Thank you to Julie and Melissa for everything you do. Thank you to Mies for being a huge supporter, especially in the growth of Morgan's message. Thank you to all my past coaches, Julie, Katie, Kate, Caitlin, and Amy Long. Thank you to Coach Guy, Annie, Becca, and Coach Kara for helping me become the best version of myself. Thank you to Belle for being the best co-captain I could have. Thank you to my teammates. This team has taught me that I'm not limited to what I think I'm capable of. Both my body and my mind are stronger than I could have ever imagined. If it weren't for my teammates and my coaches, I would have never learned that lesson. This has been physically pushing myself in a sprint to beating that 2-mile time requirement after weeks and weeks of doing it over and over. This has been mentally taxing being the only one in my position and the anxieties that I live with. On my hardest days, I have to think about why I play. I play for each of my girls. They are my best friends, my rocks, and my family. When playing, our adrenaline is through the roof, and we're yelling and cheering, yet through all that, being on the field is my most comfortable, favorite place. I stand in the crease, I look out, and I see each and every one of my teammates. It's a reminder of why I play. Why I wake up for 6 a.m. practices, why I go to class all sweaty and gross, why I work parking when I could be tailgating, why I have quizzes all the time. But the thing is, I wouldn't trade any of it. Not when I can have pregame dance parties in the locker room, when I can braid hair the entire bus ride down, when I can watch the sunrise during practice, when I can laugh probably too loudly in the dining hall, and when I can have the best team I could ever ask for. So when I push myself to the limits, I'm not thinking about how I can be the best. I think about how I can be the best for my team. After every game, Coach Kara inspires us with these words, and I hope they inspire you. It's an honor to wear this uniform, it's an honor to be on this team, and it's an honor to play lacrosse.
Don't worry, you'll have no problem hearing me, guys. Hi, I would like to start off by introducing myself. My name is Valentina Rubio, and I'm a senior on the lacrosse team. You're probably wondering how I got here, and if you're not, well, I'm going to tell you anyways. Now, my career did not start in lacrosse. Actually, when I was younger, I had no idea lacrosse existed. My career started in dance. I love dance, and I still love dancing to this day. But let's just say my career in ballet, specifically, was very short-lived. The ballet teacher pulled my mom aside one day after class and said to her, "Valentina's a great kid, but I think that ballet might not be for her." My mom asked her, "Now why is that?" The teacher responded with, "Well, she has a hard time sitting still, listening to directions, and all she really wants to do is play with the colorful parachute." Funny enough, everything the teacher said was not a surprise to my mom. If you know me, you know to this day that is still not a shock to anyone. In my defense though, I did get better at listening to directions. So ultimately, my mom asked me if I wanted to continue with dance, and I responded with, I'm okay. And we moved on to the next. I followed in my parents' footsteps and took up soccer at the age of 7. Oh, how I loved soccer, especially the little Debbie zebra cakes the parents would bring us after. The position I played was goalie, and man was I good. By that, I mean, I usually just sat in the goal and picked up the grass. There was one time, though, that's ingrained in my memory. We were up 1-0, and I remember the other team coming at me. The girl was ready to score. She shot the ball, and I felt time slow down. I had never actually had to play goalie until now. It was my sink or swim moment. So I did what any 7-year-old would do. Close my eyes and hope for the best. When I opened my eyes, what do you know? I had just laid out and stopped the ball, and that was game. That day I received 2 zebra cakes. But unfortunately, that moment for me was not enough to keep me playing soccer. I was always an active kid. I would always want to be playing outside. I continued to take up multiple sports in middle school like basketball, volleyball, softball, track and field, tennis, and basketball. I think I said that twice, sorry. Sports, though, was not my entire life. I also participated in the theater. My middle school did musicals every year, and I loved participating in it. I felt like I was on Broadway. And also, it didn't hurt that at times, I was the center of attention. Another thing that I hold close to my heart is classical piano music. I played piano for a total of 5 years under the best teacher, Miss Karen. I competed in competitions and played at recitals. Many of my friends know that anytime I see a piano, I have to remind them that I am musically inclined. I will quickly go to the piano and go, so you guys know I play piano? And then I will proceed to play the same tune always. Ultimately though, the thing that would always come first for me was sports. As I entered high school, I saw it as an opportunity to try new things. I came home one day from sports sign-up at school and told my parents that I would be trying out for the lacrosse team. My parents just stared at me confused. My dad was the first to speak. I'm sorry, what did you just say? Lacrosse? What is that? What about soccer? I proceeded to explain to them the sport and what it was. My dad again. So you're telling me you run around with sticks in your hand? Yeah, okay. And proceeded to laugh. Let's just say my parents were not too thrilled with me choosing a sport they never heard of over soccer. But still, my parents fully supported me because that is the type of people they are. My parents always tell me, you can do anything you want, but you should always try to be the best you can in it. I could play any sport my heart desired, but my parents always remind me that some of it might come naturally, but no matter how hard or easy it is, things are always going to take work. This lesson truly came into play in my life at the end of high school freshman season. I got pulled up to play for a varsity tournament. I was defending a girl when she decided to cut in and then cut back. I followed her. The only problem was my knee did not. I heard a loud pop and fell down. My leg had gone completely numb. I was helped off the field, and the trainer looked at my knee and said it had just gone out of place, and I was fine to play. The next day I played with the JV team. 2 minutes into the game, I was running downfield, defending, and my knee popped again. This time louder and more painful. After an MRI and many doctor appointments, the diagnosis was, I had fully torn my ACL, meniscus, and lateral meniscus. At that time, I had no clue what half of these ligaments were, but I knew it couldn't be good. And to think, that same year, my doctor had told me I had good knees. That is why I could run so fast, he said. Rome really jinxed me there. For those of you who do not know how recovery from an ACL injury is 9 to 12 months. When I was told this, my heart sank. I would go a whole year without playing sports. In this year and the years to come, I would be challenged with having to find myself outside of my sport. learning how to support my team off the field and struggling with being mentally tough to surpass this injury. When I did finally return to my sports, I found that I was a different player, not only mentally but also physically. I had to take my parents' words into account and put work in to come back to play. Work into the little things, such as learning how to walk again before I could run. I found that I no longer was in love with the sports I used to be, and I chose to leave them. But somehow the sport that caused all this pain, I found the most comfort in. When I came back to play for my sophomore season, the coaches were shocked. One coach even looked at me and said, "I can't believe you came back to play. Most people who try a new sport and it injures them never return." For me though, I felt a hunger inside me that had not been satisfied from playing one season. I had found something that I was passionate about, something that I had to work for, but in the end, it didn't feel like work at all. There's a quote that goes, "Find a job you love and you will never have to work a day in your life." Lacrosse was this for me. I continued to play lacrosse for the next few years of high school, never a thought in my mind of playing in college. I had given up on the idea of me ever playing a sport in college. But one fateful day, my mom was stalking St. Mary's athletic website, and lo and behold, a video of alumna Sarah Frick talking about how she balances nursing and lacrosse while attending St. Mary's came across my mom's phone. My mom kept saying, "That could be you! Why don't you reach out to the coach?" I just sat there thinking to myself, I could never play in college. That is an insane idea. But what if I tried? Michael Jordan once said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." And I was already robbing myself of this opportunity just by doubting myself. Well, we all know how the story ends, because if not, I'm going to be up here talking in front of all of you. I had my phone call with Coach Long at the time, and she said a spot in the team was mine if I wanted to try out for it. I came to St. Mary's in the fall knowing I lacked the skill that most of the girls on the team had, but I knew for sure one thing I had, and that was grit. Every practice I showed up for myself, pushing myself to be better, proving that I deserved to be here. I showed up every day, proving to these other players that I loved the sport just as much as they did or even more. I couldn't have asked for a better freshman season that year as we went on to win the MIAA championship. Tryon came to us for the final game, and we had lost to them before. We as a team, though, were so gritty and had been doubted so many times that year that it lit a fire inside of us. We wanted this win so bad, and you could feel it in the air. The timing of everything was perfect. It was meant to be. It was the third quarter, and we were putting up points. In the back, you could hear Garth Brooks, who was performing at Notre Dame, singing "Thunder Rolls." How ironic, because Tryon was known as the Thunder, and we were finally defeating them to cinch this win. Tears and screams of joy filled the air, and we all ran to hug each other. I will forever remember this moment. Even just talking about it gets me so pumped. I now ask you to do me a favor. If you would all please close your eyes. I know, bear with me please. Now that all of your eyes are closed, I want you to go Hey, come on. I want you to go back to the time you found your sport. Whether that was the first time you ever picked a softball bat, picked a soccer ball, had your first kill in volleyball. I want you to now think about your favorite sports memory associated with your sport, or a sport you even enjoy to watch. Think about how it made you feel. I hope all these feelings were positive. I hope it lights this fire that makes you just want to jump out of your seat. My advice to you, especially the underclassmen, hold on to this fire. Don't let anyone put it out. Never let someone tell you you can't do it. You can open it. I will forever be honored to tell people that I played lacrosse for St. Mary's Athletics. My time here will be something I carry with me forever. Coming to St. Mary's Athletics, I had no idea what to expect. But boy, wasn't it something amazing. In talking about my time on the lacrosse team here at St. Mary's, I want to start first with thanking Coach Long and Coach Caitlin. Coach Long started the lacrosse program here, and she will forever have left a mark on us and told us, She started the lacrosse program here, and she will forever have left her mark on the program. She never doubted her team. She believed in every single one of us and told us this relentlessly. If it wasn't for her, I would not have the career I had in lacrosse, because let me tell you, I could barely create a lacrosse ball when she met me. But man, can I run! I had a meeting with her at the end of my freshman season. She said, "Val, I have confidence in you that you could be a midfield player." I said, "Huh? I can run." But people thought I was a fish anytime I would go on attack. For those of you who don't It's a lacrosse term for a player who's not very skilled, especially in handling the ball. That was me. Nonetheless, her and I came up with a plan to bring up my stick skills. That's the thing about lacrosse. You can never absorb enough. There's always something that the game is teaching you. That season, I learned a lot of new skills, but one that was bigger than lacrosse was that St. Mary's lacrosse culture is not just about winning, it's about family. What is family to our team? It's always having our team's back off and on the field, giving respect to each other no matter what position you have on the team. Family is the people who you share the highest and lowest points in your life, but they never treat you differently. People will ask me how my teammates and I are so close, and to that I credit our culture that has been instituted by the alumni before me. These aren't just my teammates, this is my family. Thank you, St. Mary's, for giving me a forever family. As I entered my junior year, we had a coaching change. Knowing this change was coming, I had a little bit of worries as I knew in college having a coaching change was a lot different than in high school. But at the end, I knew if I stayed true to the type of player I was, any coach would see that I had what it takes. Thank you, Coach Visker, for seeing this in me. Thank you for allowing me to step into leadership role in my junior year. Thank you for allowing me to lead this team and teaching us what an honor it is to be able to play lacrosse and wear a St. Mary's jersey. As a D3 athlete, I am sure you have been asked, and yourself even thought, why do I play? It's not like I'm getting paid, even though that per diem sometimes does make everything. But seriously, think, why do you play? I've been asked this question many times in my years at St. Mary's by friends and family, but for me it is so simple. Why not play? We have all been gifted with a body and with this talent to play at the collegiate level. We will never get this chance again, never be in this shape again, so why not play our sport? A humbling experience I had this past summer was working in a hospital where I saw firsthand young and old people unable to move their bodies on their own. Every day I would leave work and make myself even go for just a walk, reminding myself I had a gift that could be taken away from me at any minute, because nothing is given. Now as I enter my senior year, I unfortunately this past year retore my meniscus, and as of right now I'm still on the road to recovery and will be until February. This being a testament, again, that nothing is given, a testament that at the end of the day, for us to achieve or get better at anything, we must show up for ourselves, and if not for ourselves, then for those around us. So with that being said, this season I will play for those who can. I will play for my friends. I will play for Kara Stacy. I will play for my family, teammates, and coaches. Thank you for bearing with me. I promise I'm almost done. As I end this speech, I want to leave you all with this. Cherish the years you have left here at St. Mary's. Play every game like it is your last. Play with fire inside of you. Thank those around you and thank your body for getting up every day. Be kind to yourself. Thank you, God, for this opportunity. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for everything you have given me. Thank you to all my coaches. Thank you to all the lacrosse alumni. Thank you, Bridget Kane. Thank you to all the trainers, Ashley, Karen, and Danny, and Hannah. Thank you, Mies, for all the work that you have done at your time at St. Mary's. Thank you, Professor Cox. Thank you, Julie. Thank you to my teammates and to my captains. I love y'all. And finally, thank you, St. Mary's. And as always, stay humble.
Thank you guys for sharing your stories. I mean, the wisdom and inspiration and the fun and the laughter. I love this event so much. You guys did a fantastic job. We just had a little... Thank you.